What's up, guys? I'm JJ,
I'm Angel.
and this is PM Football. With the NFL trade deadline around the corner, we're going to go through the top teams that are going to be buyers at the deadline and which teams are going to be sellers.
Yeah, so like you said, we got top 5 teams. Which teams are going to be buyers? Which teams are going to be sellers? You want me to start?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the buyers.
For my first buyer, especially with Aiden Hutchinson, his crazy injury,
Oh, that
very
was so
unfortunate
bad.
injury. The Lions do need an edge rusher. I think a very good one would be Zadarius Smith. I feel like he could kind of plug in while Aiden Hutchinson is down. And if Aiden Hutchinson does end up coming back this year, I don't know how big that is. They haven't said how long it is.
No, he's definitely not coming back this
I
year.
don't think he will either. But on the off chance he does, you have 2 really good pass rushers, one better than the other, but still 2 really good pass rushers on both sides coming. If he doesn't come, you got pause. If he does not end up coming back, you still got Zadarius Smith there, so that's not bad at all.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
I got a little bit of a crazy trade.
Yeah, what's up?
The Lions trade with another team that's going to be a buyer.
Okay.
In the Bills.
Really?
Von Miller.
I don't think they'd be interested in Von Miller.
Von Miller is going to be as fresh as he possibly can, coming off of a 4-game suspension.
He's still old.
I know, but Von, when he was in those games this year, was back. He was back to his old. I'm not saying he was the 2000 whatever Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
He's not that anymore.
Yeah.
But he was going to be on pace for over 10 sacks this year. Von would be just a perfect. I'm not saying perfect, but he'd be a good enough player to bring in there that could put up to similar numbers as Aiden would have. You're not going to have him out there every play, so you lose a little bit of value because Aiden's out there every now.
Yeah.
Von is going to be a situational pass rusher. They have guys out there that are able to stop the run. Mm-hmm. You bring Von in for the pass rush downs to be able to get a sack when they need it.
Yeah.
That's really what he is right now.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, him coming off of that 4-game suspension, as bad as it was of a suspension, gives him 4 games to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes into a brand new team that has Super Bowl aspirations. Why not bring in a guy that is a game closer?
I just feel like Zadarius Smith adds more value. Because I'm not saying he's young. I don't want it to seem like I'm like, oh, he's this young guy. He's not, but he's younger than Von Miller. And I feel like you could play him more. Like you just said, Von Miller can't be out there every down. He's a situational pass rusher. So Darius Smith could be there at least most of the reps.
No, I know, but I'm like, do you really need it?
I would say so. Who else do they have?
Dan Campbell said it in an interview today. Like, they brought the team in the offseason that they wanted, and they knew injuries could happen, and those were the guys that they brought in.
Yeah, but you don't really plan on your star pass rusher.
No, but he said that they were okay with it. So why not bring in a guy?
Yeah, because you're not.
And that's the other thing about Von. You're gonna have to trade more for Zadarius than you would for Von. Von is on a crazy contract. The Bills would have to eat almost all of that contract for it to even happen. So you're basically getting Von Miller for nothing.
Look, you're not gonna say as the head coach, you're not gonna be like, yeah, we're strong here, we're weak here. Like, no, you gotta let people know, yeah, we're good everywhere. You're not gonna concern the fans.
I mean, obviously, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So of course he's going to say, "Yeah, we're good everywhere. This is the guys we want."
I just think that the thing they lose the most with Aiden is the pass rush ability.
Yeah,
and I think if you bring in a Von, that pass rush ability isn't lost.
I disagree. I think no matter if they go Zadarius Smith or Von Miller, you're taking a step down.
Oh, like, I think I'm not saying that at all. But I think the closest thing to replicate that is with another very good pass rusher in Von.
He's not what he used to be.
I'm not saying he is, but he was back this year. In relevance to the word back from what he was last year, he's way better than what he was last year.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of bias going on here.
No, I just want to get rid of that contract.
Fair enough. Moving on to the Chiefs, might be a little bit of an interesting one. I have DeAndre Hopkins getting traded to the Chiefs. Yeah. The Chiefs really need a receiver. Rashee Rice out for the year.
They need somebody else.
They
can't just have Travis Kelce out there.
I'm surprised Rashee Rice was even allowed to play this year to begin with, but that's a whole different story. They need someone. I think DeAndre Hopkins not only adds value, but he will be a great mentor to the young receivers they have.
Yeah, no, he would be a very good addition.
Yeah.
And like you said, very good
And
mentor.
it will be the best quarterback that DeAndre Hopkins has ever played with.
Prime Deshaun?
I'd take Patrick.
No, I'm
Mahomes
just
over
kidding.
Deshaun.
I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I'm just kidding. I'm not saying. I was just kind of saying like he's played with a decent
everyone knows
quarterback.
Prime Deshaun is in the massage room.
Yeah, and he was playing pretty good football.
He was
But
pre-allegations.
but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
My pick for the Chiefs to go after, I think another kind of crazy one.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
Why
not?
I saw a lot of social media posts about that. Would that be amazing? Yes. I just don't think they would do it.
You don't think they give him a second right now for Tyreek Hill?
I
Or
just
do you
don't
think the Dolphins wouldn't do it?
I think the Dolphins wouldn't want. I don't see the Dolphins wanting to let go of him this year. That's all.
But if they're not getting rid of him this year,
Yeah.
why wait till next year when they're already bad this year?
Because I mean, they're still Tua. They still plan on Tua coming back. It's not a really great division.
But hold
They
on,
could
let's
fight for a
let's
wild
not
card.
act like Tua wasn't playing terrible.
No, I agree.
football
I
before he
completely
got hurt.
agree. But when you look at it from an organizational standpoint, like as the GM, as the head coach, I don't think you're going to want to give away your biggest asset to a quarterback you just paid.
I think that they should get the most out of him right now in a situation where a team like the Chiefs are very desperate to get another guy.
Yeah.
And why not bring him back? Like,
Look, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm absolutely interested in bringing him
no, I
back,
know, but I'm
without a
saying
doubt.
like on the Dolphins side too, get the most you can from the team that's going to want him the most,
Yeah.
which is, in my opinion, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't think any other team is going to pay more than the Chiefs are willing to pay for to get him back.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of teams would happily give up a second or more for Tyreek Hill.
Commanders.
Yes. Although, and we'll get to that later about what I think the Commanders should do, but if I see a Adam Schefter report saying that Washington traded a second for Tyreek Hill, I will. I can't say what. I'd do a split. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I would
do a split.
I would be elated,
Yeah.
beyond elated.
I don't know. I just think it'd be really cool. I'd hate it personally.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Dolphins are saying, like, screw you. We're going to give the Chiefs back Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
We're not going to win, but neither are you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next team, Vikings.
I got the Vikings. Quick disclaimer: we made these lists before all the big like trade news that happened this week, and we'll be talking about that. But I had Dameon Pierce from the Texans going to the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings could really use a solid running back. Dameon Pierce isn't getting the touches he wants. And if you remember when he was the number one back, pretty solid running back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would have been a pretty solid trade. Obviously, the Vikings got Cam Akers. Personally, I think Dameon Pierce would have been the better trade just because he's younger, less like wear and tear on the body.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like Dameon Pierce would have been the better trade in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if I'm the Vikings,
Yeah.
the one thing you need the most
Mhm.
is a corner.
Okay.
And I think with a team that's very bad, you go to them in the Panthers and you say, what do I need to do to get J.C. Horn on my
Mhm.
team? J.C. Horn on the Vikings with him and Stephon Gilmore.
That's a crazy duo.
That team is going to be crazy.
That's a crazy duo.
Like, as good as that defense is right now, 2 lockdown corners.
That might. Could you think of a corner room right now that would be better than that?
No.
Me neither. That's a really solid room right there.
Like, J.C. Horn is a lockdown corner on a team that can't have any pass rush, and he's still able to lock down people.
Yeah.
Like, him with Stephon Gilmore,
Yeah.
who's throwing the ball? And they have a pass rush. Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
They
Van
have.
Ginkel's very underrated.
He's such a good football player.
I think he's a stud.
Very, very good football player. Moving on. We got my team.
The Bills, again,
We made
this
this
was
before.
made before the whole Amari Cooper thing. Ironically, I had Amari Cooper as the guy the Bills should trade for. Obviously, that happened. I thought it was a great trade for the Bills. Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
As the Washington fan I am, Philly, you just got fleeced by Frederick Adam Peters. That dude,
Jahan
Jahan got the same value
as
as
Amari
Devontae
Cooper.
Adams and Amari Cooper.
Yeah. And what's he doing
Philly
over there
got
now?
fleeced.
What's he doing over with
Nothing.
Philly now?
And Philly fans all over social media is like, oh, but when you think about it, he's younger.
And he was a first-round pick.
Stay in your slum city. You guys are so dumb. You know you got fleeced. You just don't want to admit it. You dirty people. Look, you got fleeced. Just admit it. You suck. It's our division now. That's not the point. You got Amari Cooper.
We did get Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
and we're not done.
Really?
I don't think we're done.
Who do you have?
So
you guys
let me
giving?
preface by saying this. We wanted to wait until that Jets game was over to make that trade official.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We wanted to make sure we won that game.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't win that game, things might have been completely different.
Oh, for sure.
We bring in Amari Cooper.
Hmm.
Awesome. We got a number one receiver now.
Yeah.
Takes the attention off of the other guys. That's the thing that I'm most excited about Amari. Not even necessarily of how good of a receiver he is,
Mhm.
but he's taken all the attention off of the other guys now.
Yeah. No, you guys for sure needed that.
I know.
Sure.
And I don't think we're done yet.
Mhm.
Our next move we need to make, and I'm not even saying we can make, we need to make this
Mhm.
move. We're calling the Arizona Cardinals and asking, what will it take for us to get Budda Baker?
I really like that.
Budda Baker as a Buffalo Bill. With the one other thing that I would think our team needs the most is another safety.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Rapp played awesome this past game.
He did.
But
Mhm.
Taylor Rapp and Budda Baker,
Yeah.
get DeMar out of there.
He's not playing terrible.
He's not
though.
playing terribly, but Budda Baker.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. That would be a great trade.
Budda Baker, we'll give you a second right now. We got 2 seconds in the Diggs trade.
Yeah.
So we have 2.
Yeah.
We'll give you a second, and maybe we'll give you DeMar. You want DeMar?
I don't think
That's
would
a
be smart.
starting caliber safety.
He is, as much jokes as I and other people make about DeMar Hamlin. In all seriousness,
He could play in the NFL.
He looks like a starting NFL safety. He has
A
really
second
progressed.
in DeMar for
Yeah.
Budda Baker. Who says no?
Yeah. No, that would be a great trade for the Bills. I think.
It would just solidify that defense. With Teron Johnson back last week,
Yeah.
it just makes me so happy.
Yeah. No. I agree. If the Bills could get Budda Baker for a good deal, for sure, that would be great.
And now, down to your team,
Yeah. So
the
I
final
think,
buyer.
I think the biggest need for my team, the Commanders, is a corner. Benjamin St. Laden has completely just ruined this DB room. I was so close to calling someone to send him back to Canada. Like, he's awful. He's terrible. You know what we do? We hit the Panthers, say how much you want for J.C. Horn. I think he could add tremendous value to that room. He would automatically be corner one. I think if I'm the Commanders, I definitely have to call Carolina to see what's up with J.C. Horn.
Yeah. No, I think corner is a huge need.
Absolutely.
But I also think another receiver is a big need.
Okay.
And if I'm the Commanders, again, I'm calling the Panthers,
Oh,
but not for J.C. Horn, for Deontay Johnson.
not interested.
I just think Deontay Johnson could be that little guy, the little guy that can.
Little man.
He's not a little man.
Oh, we're not going there.
But Deontay Johnson would be a great route running receiver for them.
Mhm.
On top of Terry. Like, pause. He's not on top
Oh.
of Terry.
Is that right?
Deontay and Terry. Just like, you got Luke McCaffrey out there right now.
Don't disrespect
I'm
Noah
not-
Brown. I love
what?
Noah Brown.
Oh, I thought you said.
Don't say what you think I said. I
I
said
don't
Noah
know.
Brown.
I thought you called Christian McCaffrey a nickname.
Oh! I thought you were about to say something. Oh my! Oh, that was scary for a second. My heart dropped. Oh my! You scared me there. Okay, we're good. Ignore that. We're good. Everything's fine. No one said anything. We're good. Look.
I saw your eyes. You went.
All right, look. Would Deontay Johnson be good? Yes. Let's not disrespect Noah Brown. I've told you this before. Noah Brown is one of those players where he plays for a franchise for like 3 to 5 years. He's definitely not going to be in Washington for 5 years, but he plays for the team for like 3 or 4 years. And
Me
like
too.
a few years later, you look back like, you know what? I
liked
really like
you.
him. He's a
You
server.
know who that was for
He's-
the Bills?
who?
Robert Foster.
Exactly. Like he'll go. Noah Brown will go down as a DC legend just because whatever needed to get done, he got done.
Yeah.
And you really, true fans really appreciate that. I'm telling you, when Noah Brown leaves, DC fans love him now. When he leaves, he will be missed. I love Noah Brown. I don't think we need to trade for a receiver just yet. I'd
Yeah.
rather go for a corner.
I just think Deontay gives you a really good shot at winning right now.
I mean, we are winning right now. First off,
Not against good teams. We're
look,
gonna save this, but
yeah,
you guys still haven't beaten a team with a winning record.
we'll talk about that when we. Do,
So I think,
predictions
like I
and
said,
stuff.
another receiver in there. I mean, to be fair, the thing that's killing them is their defense.
Absolutely, we have the worst DB room in the entire league, easily, not even close.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we
I
already
just think
have
it's
a
more
number one.
expensive to get a elite corner than it would be to get.
But
a
that's the
Deontay
thing.
Johnson.
I'm totally fine spending that. We have the second most cap in the NFL. I'm fine spending that money. We at least could say we have a number one receiver. We can't say we have a number one corner because we don't. I'm good with the number one receiver we have. Let's go get a number one corner.
Yeah, that's cool. Moving on to the sellers.
Absolutely. So
We've
sellers-
mentioned most of these teams already.
Yeah. So first sellers Panthers. We literally just talked about J.C. Horn. I think he could
J.C.
be worth
Horn.
a third. That turns into a conditional second.
Mhm.
I feel like that'll be very reasonable for a team to make.
And the other guy, Deontay. I
Yeah.
think Deontay, you probably get around the same price. Third, maybe a fourth.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe I think fourth and a sixth probably gets a deal done for Deontay.
Probably, yeah.
Next we got the Jags. We
Yeah,
didn't
for
really
the-
mention the Jags yet.
No, but for them, I think a candidate for them would be Christian Kirk. I think a team who is wide receiver hungry could be willing to trade for Christian Kirk and give up a fourth that could turn into a third.
I think the other person on the Jags that needs to be on the lookout is Evan Ingram.
That's a good one too.
Evan
Yeah.
Ingram to like, I don't know. Let's talk about the teams we were just talking about, like the Commanders.
We don't need a tight end.
No, I know, but like, I don't know who's another team that's contending right now. Like
The thing is, who needs a tight end right now?
It's a great question.
Maybe the Patriots, but I don't see what they would trade.
No. I just think Evan Ingram would be a nice little pickup for a team like the Bengals.
Saints, maybe.
The Bengals. I like the Bengals a lot with Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
They need a tight end
they do.
and they need to make a move now or just tank. Because at this
You know
point,
what? Now that I think about it, Evan Ingram to the Saints wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea.
No,
in my
I don't hate
personal
that
opinion.
either.
Yeah,
Texans.
maybe. I haven't. I don't really know how Dalton Schultz is doing this year.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, just I
The
feel you.
Jets.
Maybe they could use some. I think they're done trading for now, but
You would think.
who knows?
Woody Johnson makes a
Two
snap
straight
decision.
Tuesdays. Last Tuesday was Robert Saleh. This Tuesday it's Devontae Adams. Next Tuesday, who knows what could happen?
Oh, the Bucks.
Yeah, Kid Otton's not bad.
No, but imagine him and Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
Evan Ingram's basically a receiver. He's a glorified receiver.
he's yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Next, Pats.
Yeah, so for them, I have Jonathan Jones. And I think someone could trade a fourth that turned into a third for Jonathan Jones. He's a pretty good DB. Comes with his flaws, but I think a fourth that could turn into a third would be great value for him.
Yeah. No, I can't really think of anybody else on the Pats right now that I'd be maybe. All right, kind of throwing this one out there a little bit. Jacoby. Throw Jacoby.
There might be
Jacoby to
a
maybe
team
the
hungry
Dolphins?
enough, maybe.
Go back to the Dolphins.
No, just because I think. I mean, I'm assuming Tua's coming back somehow.
Yeah.
Some
What
week
about the
he's coming
Raiders
back.
with Jacoby?
Yeah.
I don't know what that really
I
accomplishes.
would say, yeah, that I don't think that would really work out, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think there's anybody else on their team. Maybe Ramondre Stevenson,
Maybe, yeah.
because they've pretty much given up on him at this point.
Yeah. And they're not competing for anything. You trade. That's the whole point of this. When you're not really competing for anything, like, for example, Washington was last year, you just trade your assets to rebuild for the future. And
Gain
that's
draft
honestly-
capital.
Exactly. And that's really what the Patriots should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next, we got the Giants.
For the Giants, I have Evan Neal. And I know what some people may be thinking, Evan Neal's not good, this is that. And I completely agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. However, he's on his rookie contract. He was a first-round pick. Top 10 pick. Was he top 5?
He was the fifth
Fifth
pick, I think.
overall. Top 5 pick. Dude, there's some value there, maybe. I think you get him for a low pick, like a 5th-round pick or something.
Yeah. I think if I'm the Giants, I'm shopping around Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton's not a great football player. I'm not saying he's an amazing receiver or anything, but he's a field-stretching big target.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I was thinking about like 10 minutes ago, bro.
Oh. But as a big field stretcher.
Yeah.
And a guy that's not going to cost a lot.
Yeah.
Why not if you're the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Give him a call. We'll give you a 5th.
Yeah.
Give us Darius Slayton.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he'd be a nice little piece to a good team.
Yeah.
He gets kind of washed away on a really bad team.
Yeah.
But when he goes to a team that can have a good quarterback and
Mm-hmm.
is putting them in, he's like the second or third option. I'm not saying, like, right now he's the number one option with Neighbors out.
Which is sad.
And you see what happens when he's the number one option. But when
Yeah.
he's the second or third option, there's some
Could
plays
work.
to be
Yeah,
made.
you can work with that. Absolutely.
And I just think it would be a very cheap option. And the
For sure.
Giants, why not get rid of them?
For
You don't
sure.
necessarily need them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that'd be a fun little trade for somebody.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah.
Next, and last team on the sellers list,
Yeah.
the Raiders.
Again, made this before everything happened. I put down Devontae Adams. I feel like everyone.
It was gonna
put down-
happen.
It was gonna happen. I will say though, I was really shocked that it ended up being the Jets.
You were shocked?
Yes, simply
Why?
because Robert Saleh left. I thought that would have been a huge, like, that just seemed like a nightmare to me. Like, if I was Devontae
Maybe that
Adams,
was the reason he got fired.
maybe.
Saleh didn't want him.
Okay, when the news first happened, I was thinking that, but then I was also thinking, like, yes, the head coach has saying stuff, but at the end of the day, if the GM wants that guy, as a head coach, you're just gonna have to shut up and coach him. Like, if the GM really wanted him that bad, he's gonna get him.
Yeah.
So I think even if Robert Saleh didn't want Devontae for whatever reason, if I'm Joe Douglas, I'm like, well, I don't care. I want him, so coach him. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just feel like if I was Devontae Adams, firing your coach kind of would have scared me away, just because it's like, oh, like, you're not even certain of what your future really is and
Mhm.
stuff.
All right. The guy that I got for the Raiders that should be on their sell list, and this is going to surprise some people,
Yeah.
Colton Miller.
Okay.
Their left tackle.
Yeah.
And there's a
He's
specific
solid.
there's a specific team in mind
Yeah.
that I have that should be calling them up. The Chicago Bears.
They could use O-line for sure.
The Chicago Bears need to solidify that left tackle and help Caleb. They're 4-2.
Yeah.
With a really bad offensive line.
Caleb is really coming together, dude.
If they had a solid offensive line, they might be 5-1.
Yeah.
Like, call up the Raiders, see if Colton Miller's available. He's a Pro Bowler. Very solid left tackle on a team that's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, and I know as much as you like Antonio Pierce, they're not going anywhere this year.
I will admit, no, absolutely, they're not going anywhere this year. And I will admit,
They don't have a
I was a
quarterback.
lot higher on him before the season started than how I am with him now. Like,
They just don't have a quarterback.
they don't have a lot.
They
There's
traded
a
away
lot
their
they
number
don't
one
have.
receiver. Jacoby Myers would also be another name for me to throw
Dude, they're
out
talking
there
about
to
Max
trade.
Crosby. I know they said earlier Max Crosby is off the list, but you're telling me if a team's like, hey,
We'll give you 2 seconds.
Yeah, you know
Or
what
2
I'm saying?
firsts.
I don't know about 2 firsts, but like 2 seconds for Max Crosby, like, you never
You
know.
taking on
man.
his whole contract? Deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they could say Max Crosby isn't available all they want. All it takes is one good deal.
One offer.
Yeah, and
One offer, and that switches everything.
exactly. So
I was gonna mention him, but like, how would you trade away your cornerstone of your franchise?
they're just completely rebuilding.
I know, but he's only 25 still.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm saying I don't think I would.
He's
trade
younger
him.
than Cam Rising.
Yeah, I mean everyone's younger than Dr. Risen, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of
Jacoby
pieces.
Myers, I think, is another name to
There's
watch
a
out
lot
for.
of players that the Raiders could trade away.
Just trading Jacoby Myers though leaves you with nothing.
Yeah, I
You're
mean they
throwing-
already don't have.
You're throwing
much.
to Trey Tucker, and like
They
you
already
know who
don't
Trey
have
Tucker
much.
is.
I recognize the name, but there's no way I could put
Yeah.
face to a name.
Yeah, when Alexander Madison's your best receiver.
Exactly. Like,
might not be good for the Raiders.
No,
But those are our buyers and sellers and what
Yeah.
we think those teams should be doing with them,
yep,
with those
sure, man.
players.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
None, man. Thank you for sticking with us. Comment what you'd want us to talk about. Let us know if you have any questions about anything. If there's any topics you want us to go over, make sure you follow our
us.
TikTok PM Football Podcast as well as our Twitter PM Football Podcast.
Yep.
Yep. See you guys next time.
See ya.